You might not be the first to do it, but reinvent the wheel so damn well that you become the template. And on that note, I welcome you to know your representative, the program that bridges the visible gap between lawmakers and their constituents. I am Mariah Olashende, but first let's meet my guests from Kano South Senatorial District, Senator Kabiru Gaya. Senator Kabiru Ibrahim Gaya was born on June the 16th, 1952 at Alcala Quarters, Gaya local government area, to the family of Magajin Gari Gaya Sani. He attended Gaya Primary School from 1961 to 1964 and Sangaya Primary School, where he finished in 1968. He attended Government College, Birnin Kudu, from 1969 to 1973, where he obtained the West African School Certificate, and the College of Advanced Studies from 1974 to 1975. He received a bachelor's degree in architecture from the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria in 1977. He remained at the university, where he later received a master's degree in architecture in 1980. After graduating, he lectured at the Kano State Polytechnic. In 1992, during the transition to the Third Nigerian Republic, he was a member of the Center-Right National Republican Convention, NRC, on whose platform he was elected Executive Governor of Kano State from 1992 to 1993. Kabiru Ibrahim Gaya was elected into the Senate for Kano South in 2007. In April 2011, Kabiru Gaya ran for election as Senator for Kano South under the ANPP platform and was re-elected. Gaya was the Senate's Deputy Minority Whip from 2007 until 2011. He was re-elected 3 times into the Senate in 2011, 2015 and 2019 elections. Kabiru Gaya is currently serving as the Senator representing Kano South Senatorial District in the 9th National Assembly, as a proud member of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Senator Ibrahim Kabiru Gaya is the Chairman Senate Committee on INEC and belongs to the following committee in the Red Chambers: Member Senate Committee on Works, Niger Delta, Housing, National Planning, Industries, Interior, Solid Minerals and Steel Development, and Metallurgy. Kabiru Gaya, who is regarded as the voice of his people, has a book in his credits titled Stewardship of a Senator. He is happily married with children and grandchildren.
Mr. President, I want to commend the mover of this bill, distinguished senator and leader of the chamber, that there is a need to change the implementation period up to March for this budget. As I could remember, even last week I was in my constituency, and some of the projects we put in our constituency, you just started foundation, and they have not even collected the mobilization, and they're scared that by December, these funds will be mopped up. And if we're allowed to let this thing go to March, it means the funds can be utilized for the budget, and at least we'll relieve some people that are under hardship who could be active laborers or contractors on those sites. So therefore, I second this bill and support, I encourage, I appeal to all my colleagues to support this bill so that it could be passed, and then the implementation should be done by the executive. Thank you, Mr. President.
Kano South Senatorial District has the following local government areas: Ajingi Local Government Area, Albasu, Bebeji, Bunkure, Dogua, Gariko, Gaya, Kibia, Kiru, Rano Local Government Area, Rogo, Smaila, Takai, Tudunwada Local Government Area, and Woodil Local Government Area. One of the peculiarities of Senator Kabiru Gaya is not being limited to his senatorial zone in terms of developmental projects. For Kabiru Gaya, he views Kano State as his constituency. As such, he is most glad at bringing development to the entire state, irrespective of the zone which such development project falls.
Wannan aiki alhamdulillah mun ji daɗin sa kuma wannan yasa aka yi mana Allah ya kara masa arziki, Allah ya kara masa arziki domin mun ji daɗi a rayuwar mu ta wannan. Wannan ai abin da zamu shi masa kawai Allah shi masa albarka, shi Kabiru Gaya ya gamsar da mu hakika, tunda shi yake mana wani aiki alhamdulillah. Mu a cikin wudil baki daya ba wanda baya jin daɗin sa wannan aiki da yi mana, sai dai kuma Allah ya saka masa, Allah ya daɗa ba shi girma, Allah ya sa kuma ya daɗa ci gaba. Mu kuma za mu zaɓe shi saboda wannan aiki da yi mana mun ji daɗi wallahi, ba mu ma duk 'ya'yanmu ma sun ji. Yawwa domin sama da shekara 100 muna ji za a yi gadan nan ta wudil ba a yi ta ba, kuma gashi zamaninsa da Allah ya kawo shi gashi ya yi mana, don haka mu din nan mun ji daɗi. Allah shi masa albarka, Allah ya ƙara shi masa arziki, Allah ya sa ta yi har abada.
To wannan gada ba wani abu da za mu ce game da ita, dai mu ce Allah sakanta mana da alkhairi, domin mai alfarmar annabi inda an yi mana ita za mu ji daɗi kuma za mu samu sassauci bisa ayyukan da muke aikatawa. Alfarmar annabi alhamdulillah, shi ma dai ko mu kare masa godiya bisa abubuwan da ya kawo mana na alkhairi da ci gaban gari. A cikin wannan harka dai an yi ta alfarmar annabi za mu ci gaba kuma za mu ƙara alfarmar sayyidina rasulullahi. A wahala da ma Allah tuba, sai dai addu'a Allah ya kawo mana da sauki da rangwame, Allah na tuba. Sai dai a wahala da ma sai dai addu'a Allah ya kawo mana, amma alfarmar annabi wanda an aikata mana wannan aiki alfarmar annabi kowa zai samu sassauci, za a samu canji. Alhamdulillah, Allah sakanta da alkhairi.
Allah saka da alheri, ban sani ba. Alhamdulillah an samu afuwa. Mu ko da yake ta kaman alƙalamin mu ya bushe mai aiki.
Welcome back, and this is the interview segment of the program Know Your Representative. I have here with me the Chairman Senate Committee on INEC, and he's from Kano South Senatorial District, Senator Kabiru Gaya. Distinguished, you're welcome to the program.
Well, thank you very much. I'm pleased to be in this program so that my constituency could know much about me.
Okay, so since you've opened the program, let's start this way. Tell us about your constituency.
Well, first of all, Kano South is one of the 109 senatorial districts in the country, and believed to be the largest constituency in Nigeria. I have 16 local governments. I have 3.9 million people, and there are some states in the federation that are less than 16 local government or even 17, like Gombe, Nasarawa, Ekiti, and even Bayelsa. I'm twice Bayelsa because I have 16 local government. Bayelsa has 8 local governments. So Kano South is actually a very large constituency. I'm happy that I'm doing the best I could to my constituency. The constituency, in most cases, we have senator only coming once a while for one term. But I'm happy to thank God and thank my people in that area that I was able to come back a second time, third time, and now the fourth time. So I'm doing 16 years now in the
So
Senate.
what have you done differently from others?
Well, first of all, I believe that what my people want in that area, I do. Sometimes the people don't believe that senator is only there to work as a lawmaker and person that appropriate budget and supervise budget. They don't believe in that. Especially for me, I was a former governor of that state, and I hold the whole of the state for about 2 years. And then now I'm a senator, so they believe that all those things I used to do as a governor, that I can do them in the Senate. But I couldn't do, but I did the best I could. I put in a lot of constituency projects in that area. I believe if you take terms of education alone, I have put over 220 classroom blocks in those 16 local governments and even beyond. I have established 18 health centers with a 33-bed hospital capacity. I have also built 16 school acquisition centers that you can bring people to come and train in carpentry, in welding, even in making hair. Yes. Women can come for trade and computer marketing, which people came to learn on the e-marketing, and a lot of things. So we put people to learn in those constituency skill acquisition centers. And I have done a lot of poverty alleviation programs where I was able to give irrigation pumps for people to go and use in their farms during the dry season, because I was lucky and blessed by God that a river ran across through my constituency, and that river flowed 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, and the whole year the river flows. In the rainy season, it flows more and in large volume, but during dry season, it's low. And so we use that water that's flowing to take water from the river and irrigate our farmland. So with that, I was able to introduce this irrigation farming. And when they started, they found that somebody who doesn't have 80,000 naira was able to make 300,000 after the 3 months season of the dry season of farming. So people started having interest. Then I do a borehole, the tube-well for them. I give them pump, they utilize it. And even at the end of the day now, people have interest into this thing. And a lot of families, I gave 6,000 families irrigation pump, which if one is enough to take care of 6 people in the family. So therefore, I gave that, and people are now in business. Some have started buying trucks or jeeps
and they empower other people.
And empower other people. And then you find that in one family, two people can use the pump. One will do in early morning irrigation, another will do evening irrigation. And some even go and do it in the night because they need the pump to irrigate as many farmland as possible. So with that, I was able to even curtail people from joining Boko Haram. Because if somebody is busy on his farm, he's making money, we do look for employment in other areas like opportunity. I mean, to be into one of the members of Boko Haram, and because they give them money to join the group. But I was lucky that I have jobs for the people, and they don't move around. So throughout the dry season, 70% of our youth are engaged on the farm, and they make money out of it, and we have peace. So apart from the irrigation pumps, I was able to do a lot of solar-powered boreholes. I've done over 270 units at 10 million in
each of the local governments.
In each of these local governments. I have about 200 villages, and there is no village that you can go in that central area without a project of mine, either health center or skill acquisition center or classroom block or borehole, solar-powered borehole or irrigation or hand pump, and so many other projects which I was able to do in those. There is no village you can go. There was a time when we were going for primaries. I invited the delegates to come to me for discussions, and I said I want to run again for the second term in the Senate. They said, Oga, we can't say no to you because you have done a lot in our constituency. I asked one of those guys, said, hey, can somebody raise up his hand if I didn't do one single project in his village? Over 800 of them, nobody was able to raise his hand. All they were saying is that you are doing too much more of projects, but we need more of cash. So I told them, do you want me to sell the federal government project and give you cash? So some of them laughed and said, no, sir, you are doing well. And that's how I came back for the second term. The third term, there was no much query. The only problem I had was on the issue of primaries, because people believe, why should be me alone again and again and again? But we were able to pass through the primaries. And when it came to the main election, even members of the opposition party voted me because they know I have done something for them. If you go to the villages, they will have boreholes, they have solar power boreholes, they have other things within their environment, which for years they never had the opportunity of having those facilities. Now they have those facilities. So they come and vote for me, even on the opposition members. So I'm happy as a senator. I've learned a lot. I have now interacted with Nigerians across, people of Katimba and Caliber across the nation. the members of the Senate I have now, the 9th Senate, even the 8th Senate, even the 6th and the 7th Senate, I have learned a lot from them because I'm becoming more of a national figure than a state politician. And that helps me a lot, and I was able to interact with people and even learn more. So I'm very, very happy to be a senator.
So what do you put in place before embarking on the constituency project? Do you meet with your people to have a meeting asking them, okay, what do you want, or you just do what you feel?
Well, first of all, during my campaign, I went around to almost every village in my constituency. And I have known Kano for years, about 27 years ago, when I was campaigning for governor. And that time, Kano and Jigawa was one. I went around to almost every village. I spent 2 years campaigning to every nooks and corner of the Zen Kano state. So I'm familiar with those areas. And when I wanted to run for senator, I went around to all the 200 villages in my Senatorial area, and I campaigned. And most of them, they knew me, or some of them have heard my name. I was a governor. And because when from the time I became governor, when people were born during my time, now they have grown up, they are graduates, and they have children. They were married with children. So I believe for the last 27 years, I brought myself exposed to the people of Kano State because I wanted their mandate, and they gave me their mandate to serve as a governor. So in view of that, I said, well, as I'm running for Senate, I should go around too. So when I was going around, I saw where they had problems. Because in some villages, you go there, you see them, they don't have water, potable water to drink. They drink from the pond. So sadly, even if they don't ask you that we need this water here or a borehole here, you will sadly do it on your own thing. And where you see where women, when they want to deliver, they have to carry them on either a donkey or an okada or a tricycle to take them to the nearest hospital, which is very far, and at the end of the day, we usually lose lives of those pregnant women. So you need a hospital there. So that's how I did it. Where we need hospital, we do, and you go to places where virtually the roofs of those schools were blown up, so they need a classroom. So you put some classroom blocks for them. And there are places where the schools have graduated or have become now from junior secondary school to a senior secondary school. So they need a classroom to have laboratories and so on. So that's what we see. But in some areas, there was a specific request by the people that I should do that for them. Like the youth said they need a stadium. And I'm now constructing 3 stadiums in 3 local government areas. And the projects have gone far, and the youth are happy with me. And we're now introducing more of competition whereby you can be able to get youth who can qualify to be in the national team or even an international team. So those things the people ask me. And then in some areas when I visited the district heads of those local governments, I found that where they are living is not good enough, for their status. So I renovated all the 16 village head houses. All of them are renovated them to a standard where you have a meeting hall, you have the house, even his accommodation area, we have renovated those places. So these are things that people wanted. In some areas, it's a local government headquarters, but they don't have pipe-borne water, or they need a substation or a water treatment plant that can be able to give them water for that community. So I think in those areas, we did the best we can for our community. And for going around, I know, like some of the schools I went around, the teachers need more training, especially the science teachers. So I took about 200 science teachers in secondary school, brought them to Niger State. There is a training center, and they were there for about 2 weeks, and they learned a lot. I gave them certificate, and we now return them back to their villages to teach. And I also bought science equipment for about 200 secondary schools, and we have distributed them to the community.
Infrastructure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the projects you'll be able to use your office to attract your constituents.
Well, as a senator, and before I became even chairman works, I was able to put some roads projects in my constituency, and they worked. For example, like one of the local government, that is Tudunwada, some of the villages have to travel 3 hours to get to their local government headquarters. Why? Because of a river that ran across that area. And 2, the distance. They have to cross about 3-4 local government to get to the local government headquarters. So I know they really need that road. When I was the governor, I put that road in the budget in 1993, but we put it out and we couldn't do that road. So now that I came back as a senator, I made sure that road is on, and that road is going to connect that's so villagers to those areas, and it's easy from those villages to come back to Jos Road. The road is starting from Natala, Babili, Burum, City, and in Smela local government. So we have started construction. We have done so many kilometers. We have built 2 bridges on that line, and if that project is completed, it's going to be an ease to the people living in that section of the Senatorial area. They can just cross that bridge. Where they are going to put 3 hours, now they can do it in just 30-45 minutes. Okay. So that is in some areas. In other places, we have roads linking from that town called Kapameyaki, leading through Tudunwada, Dogwa, and up to Saminaka. That road links Jos to Kano. And so when people are coming from the southeast, they go through Jos and come to Jos, and then to Dogwa, and then to Kano. So that road now is under construction. We also have another road linking from Wudil to Kwana Huguma, and then to other areas. So those places too are going to help in making people from Bauchi State to come down to Kano. And a lot of other roads which we did, which is linking Kasina through Rogo, Karai, Kiru. And that one is going to help in Kano people from that Masonto area to Kasina. So a lot of roads we did. And then another one is a bypass which helps the people of Udil local government. We have only one bridge that crossing one of the major rivers in Kano, linking my own village and other local government areas to Kano. So, but one of the villages which is Udil is by the river bank. Okay. And when we are doing the construction of Kano Medical Road, they did a bypass, so they bypassed the town. Right. So it's now difficult from the town to reach that bypass. So we introduced a bridge on that bypass from the town and the road, so the people in that town can really cross. And this is one of the Bible projects which they are very happy with, that their farms are on the other side of the river, and they cannot cross unless they come down to the main road here and then go back the other way. So now they have a road through their village or through their town to the farm. That's helpful. Also, I did some few township roads in my local government and other local governments too. So we did a lot on the terms of road construction. Apart from that, we did some also local road, which is township, local village rural roads, which can carry produce from their farms to the neighboring marketplace. So a lot of infrastructure development, which we did for the people, especially on these roads and bridges, has helped me greatly. Especially when I came as a chairman works, I was one of the architects to the project of Kano, Zaria, Kaduna, Abuja Road, even though the President Buhari promised Nigerians that he will do that road during his last campaign, not this one, the first campaign. And as a chairman, I was able to make sure that project takes off during my administration as a chairman. So now that I'm the chairman, so I'm not chairman works, but I'm still a member of the committee. And I feel people have benefited a lot, or are benefiting a lot from the road they are constructing. The road was supposed to be rehabilitation. Then we changed it into proper construction. And the Julius Berger is handling the job, and we hope that the first section of Kano to Zaria will be completed before the end of, by 2022. And then maybe Kaduna, Zaria will be completed by 2023. And then Kaduna, Abuja will be completed beyond that period, which may be 2024 or 2025. So these are the things which I could proudly say, yes, the roads I introduced as a chairman committee on works for it to continue. So a lot of things we went through, and I'm happy that I'm doing my best. Okay, finally on this segment, you get to speak to your constituency in your local dialect. When you go home or when they come to your house, how do you interact with them? Briefly, all you've said, you just say it in your local dialect, your constituency. Well, ta farko dai ina godiya Allah madaukin sarki da ya kawo ni sanata a wannan mazaɓata wata Kano ta Kudu, kuma na wakilce su ko na wakiltar su yau shekara 12, kuma ni abin alfahari na gode musu da suke kula da ni suka sake zaɓe na kuma irin ayyukan da muke sawa a wannan mazaɓa za mu ci gaba da yi, aji ne, makaranta ne, rijiya ce ta shan ruwa, asibitoci ne, duk waye za mu ci gaba da yin Allah daga al'ummarmu kuma da zai kawo zaman lafiya a wannan Kano ta kudu. Zan ci gaba da yi kuma ina alfahari ya samu abin da nake sauran 'yan Najeriya suna ƙaunar wannan ɗanaku na Kano ta kudu ko wakilinku na Kano ta kudu saboda irin gudunmuwar da yake bara ba ma a Kano ta kudu ba a Kano sai ba a Najeriya ma gabaki daya. Saboda haka ne na farin ciki da matasanmu da yaranmu da iyayenmu da yayinmu da kakanninmu da sauransu ne wa kowa fatan alheri. Duk wanda yake da bukata ta neman abubuwa na alheri ko na kasuwanci ko na mai Allah ya bashi, wanda ba su lafiya suke asibiti ko wanda suke gida Allah ya ba su lafiya, mata da suke bukatar aure Allah ya ba su maza nagari aure, mazan ma haka Allah ya ba su mata nagari, kuma malamanmu ne musu godiya da suke taimana addu'a na samun zaman lafiya da ci gaba na sanata Kabiru Gaya. Na gode, Allah ya saka da alheri.
To, ya kare?
To, alhamdulillah.
To, mun gode Allah. On that note, distinguished, would like to thank you for coming on Know Your Representative.
Thank you. Ke ma na gode miki. Allah ya taimaka.
And me. Thank you for being part of the program today. But remember, you can always watch missed episodes on our YouTube page, Mabase TV. I'll be back next week. Till then, stay safe. I am Mariah Olashende. Bye for now.